Hey family, this is your girl Renee, and today I'm in here washing out my containers because today I'm going to put my onions that I started from seed into um, these Bonnie recyclable plant cups. That's what I do. Whenever I buy a plant or anything from the garden centers, I always keep them, wash them out with bleach and all that good stuff to get them nice and sterile. And then I recycle and reuse because you know your girl is all about repurposing, taking stuff that I have in my house, using it. So I'm trying to not spend as much money as I normally would to go out and buy some more little containers to plant my seeds in. So let me go ahead and take you over to my onions so you guys can see what they are looking like. All right, you guys, so this is what my onions are looking like. They're ready to come out of, well, I'm going to take these pea pellets and I'm just going to plant them in some soil, and then I'm going to put them in long trays, and then I'm going to put them under my grow lights. And I think too, the ones that look like this that are real leggy, I think I'm going to cut them down a little shorter so I can give them more opportunity to grow stronger and bigger. See, when they're floppy like that, I think it takes more energy in order for this plant right here to um get bigger and thicker, because that's what I want to do. I want to make these as strong as I can, and I'm going to keep these in these pots that I'm going to repot them in. So once the weather gets right around, like maybe, I don't know, October, end of October, November, then I will be putting these plants. Hopefully, they'll be bigger, thicker, stronger, and then I'll put those in my red growing beds out there, because that's where they'll stay all through the winter and all the way into spring. And that's what I did with my last onions, and they did pretty good. So I was really excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these planted in. I may show a couple of them being planted with me out there. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in here. Probably I'll do it in the garage because it's a lot cooler. And then it won't be so messy inside the house. And we'll get these all planted up. And then I'm gonna stick them in the trays. And then once I get my grow lights and stuff set up, then I will show you what that area looks like as well. All right, you guys. Woohoo! Wish me luck on having another wonderful crop of beautiful onions. All right, let's get these planted. All right, you guys. So as you can see, I have my onions here. I have my cups that I'm going to be planting them in, and then I have my soil over there. So first thing I'm going to do is we are going to fill these cups with some of this soil. And this is that seed starter mix that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to plant these deep so they'll be able to stay in this cup until it's time to remove them, to plant them out into the garden beds. So this is how much soil I'm going to stick in there. And then I'm just going to take one of these onions that look like this, and I'm just going to stick it down in the middle of this soil and push it down. And then I'm just going to put some soil around it. Yeah, just like that. Hopefully these bad boys will grow. Can you guys see that? So I have 21 of these. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant them. And then I'm going to finish planting them all up. And then I'll come back and show you what they look like when they are all finished. Because that's how we going to do it. Because hopefully this container will hold them until it's time for me to plant these bad boys out into the garden. That's what I'm hoping. I planted a lot because whenever you plant onions or plant any type of plant, Some of them will survive and some won't. So we're just going to do our best to get these strong and planted so they will, hopefully, majority of them will survive. Because like I said, I have 21 of these bad boys. And I'm not going to put any soil like in the middle of this. Let me show you. I'm not going to put any soil in around here because when you do onions, they don't like to be too much soil planted around the base. So I'm just going to give them enough room for them to grow. I'm going to use the same technique I used when I grew my first batch of onions. So that seemed to work really nicely for me. So like they always say, if it's not broke, hey, you ain't got to be trying to fix it. You just stick what works. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay with the plan that worked for me last growing season. So I'm going to say grow, babies, grow. And that's what I want. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish planting the rest of these up. And then I'll come back because look how many more I have to do. I got to fill all these cups up. So I'll come back when I am done. All right, you guys. So I thought I had 21, which I did. But then as I was planting one of them, poof, the top fell off. So I have a total of 20. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start some more onion seeds because just in case this first round doesn't work for me, I can have some more onions ready to rock and roll. So as you can see, I have all these onions here, and then I have some onions right here. And you see, I still have my potatoes right here on my table, and here are my onions. My onions are still drying out and they are still looking good. Woohoo! So this is such an encouraging me to keep growing onions because I knew that my first batch of onions did pretty good and my potatoes did good. Now, child, I'm hoping and praying that these onions do well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these onions that I have and I'm going to place them in this tray. One of these trays right here that I always buy when I see them at the big box stores, because sometimes you can find them and sometimes, they don't have them. So when I find these, child, I grab them big time. Big time, big time. So we're going to see how many of these I can stick in this tray. So what I need to do, I need to move some of this. This is my one little cup that I had left over that I was supposed to be having 21. But as I said, I didn't quite make it. So I'm going to probably need 2 of these trays. So I'm going to put these big pots in here and see how many of this size I can get in this tray. So let's see. I don't know. Usually this one, since these containers are so big, they don't hold as many as I would like them to hold. So got to do some manipulating to see how I'm going to get all these to fit. And we got to just do some wiggling and moving. Wiggling and moving because I want to make sure they're flat. So when I put the water in here, they'll all be able to get amount of water. So I'm going to need 2 of these trays, I see, because I don't know if I can get all these to fit. But you know what? Your girl is going to work it out. So I got this one, and I need to find one more tray. But I need to find the trays that don't have holes in them. Then that way, when I water, then I won't have any of the water dripping all on my table upstairs. So let me see if I can find another tray, and we're going to put the doggone onions in there. So hold on. All right, guys, so I figured it out. I got 2 trays of my onions right there. So I think I'll be good to go. Now, when I water them, then I can just pour the water down there, and they can suck up the water, wick the water up, and they should be good to go. Now I just got to go and get my grow lights and stuff set up, and then come back and get these. And onions are planted, and my onions are ready to grow. And like I said, I put some of that seed starting mix in there with them, so they'll be able to get fed until they get bigger. And then I'm going to wash this container out, get some of my fantastic pea pellets that I love to use, and get some another round of onions together. So just in case some of these go by the wayside, because I know some of them will go by the wayside, because I always lose a few of them. So I can have my backups ready to rock and roll. Woohoo! So let me get my grow lights and stuff all put up. And then once I get that all cleaned up, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Yay! Good job, onions. Good job. Yay! And I'm so excited. Onions are planted and they are ready to grow for Miss Renee. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, you guys, this is day 2 of me putting the onions in here. So I'm going to show you what they look like. They are doing good under the grow light. This one didn't make it, so I'm going to replant that one. So I've got 2 that didn't make it, but the other ones look pretty strong. That one looks good. That one looking good. These ones over here are looking really good. And these ones, that one here, here's another one that didn't make it, so I have to replant that one. But overall, my onions are looking fantastic. This is how they look as they are growing. So I'm hoping that they'll continue to grow good. And as you can see, I have 2 in some of them. So I may, when they get a little bigger, I may split them and put them in other pea pellets. Woohoo! Come on, onions, come on. I'm so excited. But this is how I start my onions. And hopefully this method that I used last year will work for this season as well. And I'm also going to order some Dixondale onions like I did last year too, and have these combined with the onions that I started from seed. Alright, you see this one has a little curly. I didn't cut the top off of that one, but I did cut the tops off all the other of the onions because I wanted to make sure all the energy went into the onions, the growth, and not, starve them of the energy they need to grow big and strong, because I want the bottom of the onions to get thick. And then I'll know, once I see that progress in the onions getting thick, then I know I'm doing a good job. Alright, so that's just a continuation of how I started these onions from seed. Alright guys, I'll keep you posted and give you updates on how my onions are doing. Alright, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give your girl a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you know when I have another video coming your way. Now this one over here, I don't know, it's still small, and I had a lot of water in these trays, so I drained all this water here because I don't want my soil to be too soppy. I want it to be wet, but not overly wet, because I don't want the roots or the plant to mold or anything like that. All right, keep your fingers crossed that my onions will grow big and strong.